Frank Bruno was one of those boxers who seemed like they came straight out of an action movie. His professional record was already impressive, but every opponent feared for their life when they saw him step into the ring with his towering height and massive muscles. By the time he attempted to intimidate Mike Tyson with it, he sentenced himself to an outcome he wouldn't have even seen coming in his worst nightmares. Welcome to the ultimate home for the best boxing videos. This time, we'll take you back to the late 80s to relive the first encounter between the giant Frank Bruno and Iron Mike, the living legend. Get comfortable because we're about to begin. Mike Tyson has never shied away from any opponent, but his fight against the great Frank Bruno seemed unlikely to happen after being repeatedly postponed due to events in Mike's personal life. Originally scheduled for September 3, 1988, at Wembley Stadium in London, England, the fight was thrown into uncertainty when Tyson filed a lawsuit to break his contract with manager Bill Caton. After the legal process, the fight was rescheduled for October 8. In the midst of it, Tyson broke his hand in a street fight against Mitch Green on August 23, leading to a new delay, and the bout was set for October 22. Later, on September 4, Tyson would be unconscious after crashing his BMW into a tree. These new injuries forced another delay, pushing the fight to December 17. Tyson's divorce proceedings also affected the event, causing it to be rescheduled to January 14, 1989, and changing the venue from England to the United States for Mike's need to be close to his lawyers. Throughout this, Bruno seemed to be consumed by impatience, as if he were honey being eaten by ants. Rumors started circulating that Tyson was using every small event in his life outside of discipline to delay the inevitable, losing to one of the most significant giants in boxing at that time. These comments angered Iron Mike, who, in an interview, claimed to have never feared an opponent regardless of their size or volume. He asserted that he had turned what others saw as a limitation into his strength. After another legal dilemma with Caton, the fight was finally set for February 25, 1989, the day both fighters were to face their destiny in the ring at the Hilton Center in Las Vegas. Nearly 10,000 people attended to witness the 8th defense of the World Boxing Council (WBC) heavyweight title, the 7th defense of the World Boxing Association (WBA) heavyweight title, the 5th defense of the International Boxing Federation (IBF) heavyweight title, and the 1st defense of the heavyweight title from the Ring magazine. Alongside the fighters, Richard Steele would step into the ring to ensure a clean fight. Jerry Roth, Rodolfo Maldonado, and Omar Minton St. would critically evaluate the match from the safety of the judges' table to deliver their verdict at the end of the 12 rounds if necessary. Bruno entered the ring with a powerful professional record of 32 victories, 31 by knockout, and only 2 losses, with the promise of taking Tyson's titles and adding them to his nearly clean record. Tyson's professional record was somewhat similar, with 35 victories, also achieving 31 by knockout. The key difference was that Iron Mike had not been defeated and had no plans to tarnish his record against the fighter who seemingly started the rumor that he was using his problems to avoid facing opponents. With both fighters in the ring, it was Bruno who would have no escape. It was time to prove if his strength matched his claims or if he would end up being one of the many giants who fell to the greatness of the legendary Mike Tyson. With the sound of the bell, the contest began. Tyson lunged at Bruno with the brutality that characterized his early fighting style, and it would take only seconds for Bruno to fall for the first time after a violent right punch. The fight continued, and it seemed that the British boxer's boasted muscles were not enough to protect him from the damage Tyson's punches sought to inflict. Backing up against the ropes and occasionally launching good attacks, Bruno had staggered Tyson towards the end, but Mike had already knocked him down, and it was evident who had started the bout on the wrong foot.
Things out. Bruno told us that he would be stronger than Mike Tyson.
Tyson started the second round being more cautious. While Bruno tried to penetrate his guard, Mike seized opportunities to counterattack and work towards victory with body shots aimed at weakening his opponent's warrior spirit.
Right hand by Tyson landed flush on the jaw.
The fight seemed leveled until, in the last 30 seconds, a powerful right punch from Tyson landed on Bruno's chin, marking the start of an explosive offensive that would leave him against the ropes. With this brilliant move, Iron Mike ensured another round in his favor. Bruno tried to avoid close exchanges at the beginning of the third round, extending his left to maintain distance from Tyson, who was hungry for a knockout. Unable to control the beast that Iron Mike had become in the ring, Bruno started throwing himself at Tyson's body, hoping to gain some time while Richard Steele put some distance between them. The Englishman's strategy would work questionably until they entered the last minute when Tyson's continuous and severe attacks began to make it crumble.
The most successful fighters against Tyson have been those who've been able to hold him and throw it.
After the bell, Tyson received boos from the crowd for throwing a left body shot at Bruno. An unnecessary move that deducted points on the judge's scorecard but was clearly intended to provoke his rival and throw him off balance.
A left hand after the bell by
Mike's warlike attitude only increased for the start of the fourth round. At this point, it was clear who was the hunter and who was being hunted. While the crowd chanted Bruno's name, his performance in the ring was not exactly worthy of supportive cheers. It seemed that the giant's batteries had started to run out and his large muscles began to show signs of fatigue. Lunging at Tyson's body, he managed to survive the relentless attacks he was subjected to until the sound of the bell. But anyone watching the fight beyond fandom for the Englishman began to question how much longer he could hold out without rising to the level of his opponent's offense. Wait, we know you're eager to know how it ends, but why not take this break between rounds to support our content by liking the video and subscribing to the channel, activating the notification bell? Tyson began dominating the fifth round, pushing Bruno back against the ropes after each advance that brought him closer to victory.
Chop the man down. Mike's getting a little,
Midway through the round, Bruno tried to initiate a close exchange, something he would regret after feeling the hard left punch that Tyson landed effortlessly on his chin.
that Rooney has left that camera position and gone back to the golden.
I see so much body exposed.
And an uppercut with the right. And Bruno is wobbled again. Solid left hook inside.
Bruno seemed attached to Mike's body, struggling against himself to find the strength to throw any kind of punch. That left punch had been the straw that broke the camel's back, and once Steele put distance between them, the Englishman had nothing else to cling to. A solid left from Tyson made him stagger, retreating to receive a right uppercut that was only the beginning of a ruthless combination of punches that would lead him to try to cling once again to Tyson's body. After another attempt by Steele to separate them, Tyson's fists made him dance around the ring, showing no firmness in his massive legs or the willpower to use his large muscles and raise his fists. Tyson's powerful uppercuts had sealed the deal, and when he was against the ropes, the small Mike Tyson could even arrange his opponent to receive the final combination of punches, securing victory by technical knockout at 2 minutes and 55 seconds of the fifth round.
This is vicious punishment.
That's not shot. That's that photo shot. Beautiful
Richard
shot.
Steele has seen enough.
The outcome of this fight made it clear that a boxer's worth is not in their measurements, but in the power of their warrior spirit and courage to face the greatest challenges. Mike Tyson and Frank Bruno would measure their strength once again in 1996, but that's a story for another video. Thank you for joining us up to this moment, and we remind you that we have countless more stories about the best and worst of the discipline. Select the next one, and we'll see you there.